Ahoy, movie news. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. This is a live show where we go through all the big movie news headlines of the day. We got some trailers to look at, some She-Hulk Conjuring news there too. That's an odd pairing. I don't know why I put it like that, but there's also going to be a Clerks 3 review. But guys, let's start off the show with the big news, the huge news that Black Adam movie 2022 scored big at the box office, guys. And it did. It really did. Now, I think the projections were around 60 to 75 million, right? Somewhere around in there. So I think it hit its mark. Box office totals for Black Adam heads for a solid $60 million opening. Well, Ticket to Paradise travels in style. That's that movie with Julia Roberts and George Clooney, but Dwayne Johnson stars as Black Adam. And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, trust me, it's a fun theater-going experience. You'll want to go and check this out. But this will be the big story of the day. And we'll take a look at the totals, because apparently the production budget was around 195 million to 200 million. So let's just go into the box office numbers for the weekend, pulling up the totals from Box Office Mojo. October 21st to the 23rd, 2022, Black Adam is obviously number one. Number one is Black Adam. Number two is Ticket to Paradise. Number three is Smile. Number four is Halloween Ends. Yes, it plummets 80%, guys. 80% drop off down to the fourth spot. And Lyle Crocodile comes in at, number five. The Woman King, and Terrifier 2, oddly enough, is climbing up the charts there, guys, because it had a re-release due to popular demand, and fans really liked it. Now, we'll talk about that in a few moments, but let's go on and take a look at Black Adam's numbers here, because they are rather impressive. 67 million domestically, 73 internationally, for a total of 140 million worldwide. 140 million worldwide, guys, and that's awesome. That is spectacular, because it was around that $200 million production budget, but because of layovers and like things getting pushed back and stuff, like because of the pandemic there, right? Visual effects houses were behind in the schedules and stuff like that. It just ramped it up a little bit, but 200 million is the budget, and opening weekend, guys, 140 million worldwide. It's going to have I think it's going to have, obviously, next weekend for sure. It's going to probably have 2-3 solid weeks here. This week, next week, and the week after, because on November 11th is when, as soon as Black Panther Wakanda Forever comes out, that's when it'll have like a big change in the numbers there, because as soon as that one comes out, Black Panther comes out on, it's November 11th, right? So they'll have like a couple weeks here of good number one total. So, and the word of mouth here. The word of mouth is going to be the big thing here, because Black Adam, we looked at the tomato meter, 39% by the critics, whatever, 90% by the audience scores. Yes, you had a lot of fun in this movie, guys, and it's kind of movie where it's like, I want to watch it again. And I do, honestly. I do want to watch Black Adam again for sure. And the theater experience, guys, when you see it in the theater, you'll have people laughing and cheering, especially at the same times, especially in that mid-credit scene. Hey, guys, I did a spoiler review for this on the weekend, so if you want to check that out, check the link there up in the cards. I'll leave it linked up there for you guys to check that out, where we talk about all the big spoilers. But 140 million is a fairly impressive number, guys. It's going to make its money back for sure. For sure, it's not going to just go off like the way that Halloween Ends did, with an 80% drop. It's going to be about chopped in half next week, maybe a 50% drop, and that's about normal. Because the only other thing that's opening up next weekend is the Devil. What is that called? The Devil something or other. There's like another Exorcist movie coming out, but it's not going to be a huge hit. It may make a dent, but it's not going to make over $30 million. So it'll probably come in the second spot. I expect that Black Adam will be number one next week, and then that The Devil Inside You or something like that, The Devil Inside or something like that, will be number two, and then Ticket to Paradise will fall down to the second spot. I'm seeing Ticket to Paradise tomorrow, guys, so if you want to see my straight out of the theater reaction for that, that'll be up on the channel. tomorrow. And then Smile is the one that I'm smiling about, really, because last week it was number 3, and then, last week it was number 2. But it just dropped one spot to do number 3 because Halloween Ends dropped below it, right? That's what I'm smiling about, because Smile is by far the superior movie. It's the superior horror movie. All around, Smile is one of the better horror movies of the year, so I'm still happy that that's going on. Let's take a look at what that total is for sure, because now that I'm curious. Smile. Because this only had like a $17 million budget, guys. $166.2 million worldwide. That is phenomenally awesome. Awesome. Great. Great numbers for Smile. Halloween Ends, not so great. But guys, I'll tell you this. You got to take this in mind, right? Not only was it hated by most people, there are some apologists out there, but 82 million. I think it was only like $40 million budget or something, or probably even less. I think it was only like 20 something. But anyway, it still made its money back. The thing is that because it's also released on Peacock, you got to take in mind here that people are just going to stream it, especially when you get bad word of mouth. So 80% drop. It is shocking. It's shocking that it dropped 80%, but that's pretty much expected. And it's going to drop right off the top 5 next week for sure, because Halloween Ends is not the Halloween movie it should have been, and it shouldn't have even been called Halloween Ends. It's just the director himself came out over the weekend and said they weren't even trying. They weren't even trying to make a Laurie Strode or Michael Myers movie with Halloween Ends. The director admitted that. It's unbelievable. It's just... Jason Blum, what are you doing? You're producing this stuff. If the director says that to you and you're like, but this is supposed to be a Halloween movie. Man, you got to... See, that's when you say you fire the director for creative differences, right? That's when you do it, man. That's the proper time to do it. And I know a lot of people out there that are really jumping on the hate bandwagon, but I said this in my review for Halloween Ends. It's not a terrible movie as long as it wasn't called Halloween Ends, right? That's the way I feel about it. That Ant-Man trailer. Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot about that. Put that in the show notes. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, too. All right. Guys, I got to tell you this. Other than that, the weekend's box office numbers went pretty much, par for the course, other than Black Adam scoring really big. The only other one that I really wanted to take a look at was Terrifier 2, because that got publicly, the public cry for it to be back in theaters, and the word of mouth got it up there. Now, I haven't seen the first Terrifier. I see that it's on Tubi, so I may tee up Terrifier 1 to watch maybe on the weekend with you guys, along with Silent Hill, because it's Halloween, right? So I want to watch some Halloween movies. I've never watched Terrifier, so maybe we'll watch that one, as long as it's not too grotesque with nudity and stuff like that. We'll watch that for sure. But yeah, it's back by word of mouth because people just want to check that out, right? Terrifier. Stephen King's praise for Terrifier 2 receives response from director. What? Stephen King said this? Praise for his disgustingly gory sequel, calling it a tremendous honor, being that Stephen King said something about this. So what did Stephen King say about this? Stephen King shared his review. He said, grossing you out old school. Yeah. Terrifier 2. Now, it's one of those things where this clown cuts the people up and kills them, right? So it's kind of like, that's what I hear. Now, I don't know the extent of that, but it's supposed to be very, very gory. I want to check it out. Terrifier 2. That'll be on my list. It's not playing anywhere near me. Okay, so he took it to his Twitter page there. That was just like not that long ago. Terrifier 2, grossing you out old school. And then Damien Leone, I guess the director, says, this is such a tremendous honor from the master. You better believe that quote's going on the poster. Oh, yeah, you bet. For sure. For sure. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the box office numbers. It pretty much went to script, right? Is what I thought, at least. And I was just happy that it made huge numbers there, Black Adam, guys. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. That's my recommendations. Okay, guys. yeah, if you want to follow me on all the other social medias, you can see some of the behind the scenes stuff that I do. That'll be linked there in the TikToks and Instagram. I'm going to try to start building up the Facebook a little bit more. I know I neglected it for like a good month there. Oh, Facebook, I hate your interface so much. But anyway, we'll try to get that back up and running again, guys, because I know that a lot of people still use Facebook for some ungodly reason, but there you go. Derpy Gaming says that Ant-Man trailer. Yeah, I guess that's sort of breaking news. Like, there were I seen the headlines this morning that the Ant-Man trailer was dropping soon. Did it drop while I was just putting together the show notes in the last half an hour? I'm just pulling up the page right now and seeing if that's the case. I guess I'd have to pull up Marvel Studios, right? Studio channels. Marvel. Yeah, we're just taking a quick break here. Dwayne Johnson also said, oh yeah, it is out 14 minutes ago. All right, let's watch it. Ant-Man, guys, we're taking a quick break here. Ant-Man trailer, gotta check it out.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con.
Yeah.
How are you an Avenger?
Ant-Man and Quantum Mania, right?
But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
People still need help, Dad. That's why we made this. It's like a satellite for deep space, but quanta.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm.
So she doesn't like that. She's been there for a long time, right?
Now.
She knows not to fool around in there, right? Okay. Ooh. So they all get sucked into the quantum realm. James, what are you doing sometimes? I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. Wow, that looks good. Okay. Oh, it's music, guys. This music will get me,
Universe beneath ours.
All right.
What are you so afraid of?
I like that. Wow, I like the costumes. They look great.
There's something I never told you.
Ooh.
This place.
There's a whole, like, city down there and stuff, right? Cool. Who's the bad guy? Uh-oh, that's Bill Murray. That's, you know, you shouldn't use him in the trailers.
Time. If you help me.
Like Kang, right? Kang?
So,
he's the bad guy in this? Good. Well, that solidifies it. I need to finish watching Loki Season 1 before this comes out, for sure. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Because Jonathan Majors is cool. He is cool. 2017-23. So February 17th is when that comes out. Guys, it literally just dropped like 14 minutes ago, right? So Marvel really knows how to make the best trailers. I'm super excited for this. And yeah, I'll be able to mine that for some stuff. You'll see my highlight reel for that later on today. The only reason why I said don't use Bill Murray right now is because if you don't know, because we are movie fans here, guys, his name is getting dragged through the mud for stuff. But I like that trailer. I don't want to digress too much from that. Guys, fantastic little trailer. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Derpy Gaming. Hey, if it drops, it drops, right? We can't slow down the show for that because it was a good trailer. Let's just pull up the IMDb quickly for that and take a look at the cast. So this will definitely dive more into Kang, right? Is that the poster for it? Is that the official poster? I like that. Cool. Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, I'll explore the quantum realm where they interact with strange creatures and embark on an adventure that goes beyond the limits of what thought was possible. Peyton Reed is directing. Okay. Yeah, and I really liked what Michelle Pfeiffer was doing in this, like warning them, say don't go down there and stuff like that. And I liked her costumes in that. That was fantastic. Of course, I like Evangeline Lilly quite a bit ever since the Lost Days. Yeah, Bill Murray. Well, James, you just told him not to put him in the trailers, and we're going to talk about it. Corey Stoll is rumored in this. So you think, what was it? Not the Wasp. It was Hornet, right? The bad guy from the first movie. He's rumored to be in this? Huh. Crystal Man. And I guess that just solidifies it. Okay, so maybe sometime this week we'll finish watching Loki Season 1, Episode 5 and 6, because, I just lost interest in it, sadly. I just don't have time to sit down and watch a whole bunch of TV shows, guys. Like, I barely can keep up with the stuff that I like. But I like that trailer, guys. We shoehorned that in there quite a bit. So let me know what you thought about that. Let's just make sure that YouTube didn't shut me down for watching that trailer, because there was some copyright music in there. Streaming music. Stream says that we're all healthy and fine. Let me know what you guys thought about that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Derpy. Much appreciated. Our glass, he says, Pray for the Devil releases in Ireland the 28th of October. So yeah, Pray for the Devil. That's the one that's opening up next week. Yeah, I'll go see that on Thursday. Why not? Yeah. I like a good horror movie. Cool. So that'll be chopped out and put up on the channel later on, guys, for you to check out. Let's just wrap up the Black Adam stuff. I should have wrapped it up before I went to that trailer, but since it was brought to my attention, Dwayne Johnson talked about what's next. What's next for Black Adam in the DCEU? Because everybody's saying like it was awesome. We've seen the post-credit scene, so we know that it's going to set up for more stuff. Is he going to fight Shazam or Superman next? Well, you'll just have to check out in the post-credit scene, guys. Dwayne Johnson says he responded to somebody right here, JT League or whatever. Still not over how fantastic Black Adam is. Having The Rock is my favorite franchise. In my favorite franchise is so special to me. He delivered such an amazing action-packed event that ushers in an ushering new era for the DCEU. He did. Hawkman and Pierce Brosnan were awesome in it too. I love all the new characters and can't wait to see what's next. Yeah, especially from, what was it, Cyclone and Atom Smasher. Noah Centineo, oddly enough, was a lot of fun. Indeed. So what has he got in store? He says, he responded by saying, thank you so much. We're working on what's next. And as I type this, exciting times, stay tuned. And apparently, guys, Black Adam 2 is going to get greenlit really fast. From what I hear, it's going to come extraordinarily fast. So don't expect to wait too long for when that announcement's going to happen. I almost expect it. They're going to shoehorn that in, if it's not already. They're going to put a Black Adam post-credit scene into Shazam, and they should have, because Shazam Fury of the Gods now doesn't feel like it's going to make sense, like it's not going to fit in. It almost feels like Fury of the Gods should have come before Black Adam, which it was going to be originally, right? Fury of the Gods was going to come out before Black Adam. So yeah, all right, guys, let's just take a small little hiatus here while I try to regroup my thoughts. And I'll tell you what's coming out on the channel this week too, and what else you can find here on Mirror Domains. We do full live watch-alongs for things like House of the Dragon. Episode 10 finales in just over an hour, guys, 1:30 p.m. today. We're going to be taking a look at House of the Dragon full live watch-along, and we do Andor. Episode 8 this week, guys. What's going to happen to him? He just got thrown in the slammer. Full live watch-along for that. Can't wait for that. And then on Saturdays, we do, the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the big horror movie news headlines that dropped during the week. Silent Hill has been announced, and that's something that I'm very, very excited for. And of course, there you know that we do the Movie News Daily, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday live. And I'm going to start tying in this week. You can see that all the little shorts that are going to get published during the day are going to tie back to the main movie news show, so that people know that they can come on here and talk live about all the movie news headlines and interact, create a community, be part of interact with people in the chat too, because you know what, that's a lot of fun. And we're movie fans. And you could tell that, at least for the most part, I love all genres. right? Including Star Wars, which is up next. Let's talk about this new Star Wars movie that's in the works. Hollywood Reporter is saying that Star Wars movie is in the works for Damon Lindelof, and Miss Marvel director Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy is eyed to direct. The property was last seen in 2019, but Damon Lindelof, guys, if you don't know who he is, I guess he worked with J.J. Abrams for Lost, right? And if you look at it, he's hit and miss for a lot of people. He did The Watchmen and Star Trek Into Darkness. He wrote that. And he did The Hunt. Actually, I kind of like the Watchmen series. TV series was actually quite well done. I like that. But he's done, he did Prometheus. Where do I got? I got that up here, right, guys? I'm a big fan of Prometheus. Not quite the movie that I thought it was going to be, especially Alien Covenant, the follow-up for this. But I like Prometheus, even though it does have its glaring story problems that a lot of people have picked apart over the years. He also did World War Z. Really? So he's got a long resume, guys, and you haven't heard. He's sort of like JJ that likes to tease at that mystery box idea. Sometimes, yeah, and he's got the exact same problem as JJ, that he can't close. He can't write a satisfying conclusion. Watchmen was sort of satisfying, but that like Prometheus was but apparently he's writing a Star Wars movie with Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, who directed a couple of episodes of Miss Marvel. According to Deadline, reps for Lucasfilm and Chinoy were not available for comment. As you can see, guys, it's not a big article. And then it just goes on to mull over as to when over this can be released. Maybe December 2025 or 2027. Who knows? Because whatever happened to that Rogue Squadron movie, or, there's supposed to be a Kevin Feige Star Wars. It's all up in the air. And who knows what the heck Kathleen Kennedy's doing. I really don't. And let's go over and take a look at this director's, this eyed directors who did a couple of episodes of Miss Marvel. Let's take a look at her resume to see if she warrants a big, huge tentpole film. Only 15 credits. 2 episodes of Miss Marvel were her last efforts. Some TV work, documentary work, and more TV documentary work. 3 Brave, never heard of that. Guys, that doesn't look like a resume that I would say, let's put her in charge of a big, huge machine like Star Wars, and let's hope for the best. Well, that's Kathleen Kennedy's playbook, and you thought she would have learned by now, but she hasn't. So I expect that probably what's going to happen is that it'll get greenlit, and then she'll come on board, and then a month later she'll get fired. Because that's Kathleen Kennedy for you, right? She doesn't know what the hell she's doing when she comes to the movies, the Star Wars movies. And I don't care about her past resumes, guys. I really don't. If you get in, don't talk about that. Ooh, that gets me so triggered. If you say that she's like royalty and stuff, like her past resume makes, no. You're going to make me turn into the Incredible Hulk here. But do we really need Miss Marvel flavor in the Star Wars universe? Here's the thing that I say about this, guys, and somebody's review over the weekend really captured this quite well, because Star Wars did, like the sequel trilogy, try to inject a lot of social narratives and commentaries into the movie, and people, they're not having that anymore. It's fine to have a moral of a story, right? But you don't take today's events and say, okay, we got to hit these marks, which is exactly what the marketing team comes in and says, these are all the things that are trending right now. We got to somehow work it into a movie so we can market it to these people and sell it to them. No, Star Wars sells it by itself, the name. And if you can give us a good movie, that's all they care about. And the moral of it, that's like the backbone of it, but you don't have to inject things that are happening today so that people can relate to it. People will relate to a good story. So it boggles my mind, the process over there, because I just have like a bunch of people writing a whole bunch of Star Wars stories, and then I don't expect anything from this, actually. I really don't. Our Glass Viking says World War Z was a top film for me, and I really like World War Z quite a bit, especially the last half of it too, when it takes that turn when he takes that girl and chops her arm off, and she helps him through the rest of the movie. That was really cool stuff. Star Wars is in their capable hands. Great pairing with Chinoy. The Miss Marvel series wasn't bad, to be fair. Well, she only did 2 episodes, right? She only did 2. She did Time Again and Seeing Red. So she only did 2. The resume for me just it's not there. And as much as people don't like it, sometimes you just need somebody who can. Star Wars is kind of like one of those Marvel movies, right? You just got to have somebody who can drive the machine, put a little bit of their flavor in there, but for the most part, the producer, like Kathleen Kennedy, should be orchestrating the direction of the movies for the next 10 years, exactly, right? Here's our 10-year plan for Star Wars movies. But I don't hear anything like that. I hear a Damon Lindelof movie. Who knows what it's about? I hear a Kevin Feige movie. We don't know if they're connected. We definitely would think that Rogue Squadron would not be connected with that, if that's even happening anymore, with Patty Jenkins. Okay. It's just... who knows what's happening? And then I think it needs to stay with the small screen for right now until you build up towards a Mandalorian movie. That's where I think you need to go. Because that's what people want to see. That's what people want to see. And as I said about all the social narratives and stuff, guys, Dwayne Johnson and The Rock just proved that, you don't need to have all that stuff in there. It's not preaching at you. It's not wagging your finger at you. Because it's just a superhero, it's just fun on the screen, and it's not saying, well, you should think this and look at this, because, it doesn't have any kind of messaging in there like that. And it was totally there. The opportunity was there for them to make a huge statement like that. But no, it was just, you can lead these people and be king of the land, and he doesn't really want to do that. He's that's not in his heart. And then it's just, that's the moral of it, right? That's the thing of it. And Star Wars, that's what you need to be. You don't need to be championing. It's just, all right, I'm kind of digressing and falling off the rails with that. But that's what you need to know. Yeah. And I know. Yeah, this was up there. Marvel's latest teasers suggest Ant-Man 3 could drop very soon. I was going to drop that in the middle there. But since that trailer dropped, I should probably cut that out. We'll probably... whatever. Trailer reactions don't get that much traction, guys. I don't... like the actual official ones that you can see on the sides here like this. I'll still cut it out and put it up, but it's only going to get like maybe 20, 30 views. The shorts version of that, the highlights version, should hopefully get a little bit more. Okay. What's next? 1888. What's this? 1899. 1899 is a Netflix series. It's going to be a series of 8 episodes, and the trailer just dropped. November 17th is when it comes out. Multinational immigrants traveling from the old continent to the new encounter a nightmarish riddle aboard a sunken ship adrift on the open sea. And as you can see there, it's got a triangle that's kind of like suggesting Bermuda Triangle. But guys, multinational also means that this is going to be subtitled. It's going to be in different languages. And I don't know what language it is. I'm thinking maybe it's Swedish or something, or Icelandish. I don't know. Does it say in the actual trailer page here? We're not going to watch this trailer because maybe I'll just do a shorts version of it later too, because we already watched one trailer and I don't want to push my luck. The Passengers of the Kerberos. Okay. So, yeah, it's kind of like a mutiny, right? It's kind of like a bunch of people on this boat, on this passenger ship, are having the time of their lives, and then all of a sudden they come up on this other ship of like, I guess, ghosts or something, or less lucky people, and they offer to tow it. And then weird stuff happens. 1899. It's supposed to be kind of like, I think it is going to be like somewhat supernatural, right? A Netflix series. Oh, Holy Spirit. Yeah, so it's going to have different languages. It's going to have subtitles in it. And I get like Ghost Ship vibes from it. Ghost Ship. And it's got this trailer does have a weird, you get the tone that it's going to be dark, but then they throw in like a weird song. Well, not a weird song, but they put in a weird choice of song. It's like, does that fit the tone of what you're going for? Does it? No, it doesn't. So I don't know what the heck they're doing. I really don't. But it seems like an intriguing premise, because I do like ghost stories and I do like Ghost Ship. But yeah, it looks like then once they start towing it and weird things happen, people on board of the main ship start to mutiny, which is pretty expected, I would say. Something in a vortex there, it looks like. Ominous imagery for sure. I don't mind that. And as you can see, it goes into the triangle there. 1899. Let's see what some people said here. Can feel the vibes. Definitely going to be a masterpiece. What? From a masterpiece. This looks absolutely mystifying, like Dark series. Stoked to watch it. I've been looking forward to this. Dark is the best show on Netflix, in my opinion. This trailer looks very promising. So it's along that flavor of Dark, if you've ever watched that, which I haven't. 1899. That trailer just dropped this morning too. So there you go. November 17th is when that drops. Yeah, it looks pretty dark and ominous. As long as it keeps that tone, I'll be checking this one out. I don't know if we'll do full live watch-alongs. I really got to start focusing in on driving traffic to the channel. And even with House of Dragon, as you can see later on, not a lot of people are joining it, but those are evergreen. We'll have to see. I thought people would start watching like the Midnight Club stuff, but they're not. It's just dropping off. Nobody's talking about Midnight Club anymore. So I kind of dropped off after episode 4. I still haven't gotten on board with watching the end of that. It's just beyond putting the show together, guys, putting out all the shorts and stuff like that. There's other things that I want to do with my life. I want to be able to play my guitar. I want to play my video games or something like that, and go outside and interact with other people. That's what I would like to do too. So we'll have to see. And when I do watch these series, it's usually like the last thing at night that I'll watch before I go to sleep, or right in the morning, and I just don't feel like getting up and turning on the camera to react for you guys, right? We'll have to see. Maybe I can just do reviews. Yeah, we'll have to see. Cabinet of Curiosities opens up this week, guys. And this one, I think I don't think I'll be doing full live watch-alongs for Cabinet of Curiosities, even though the possibility is still there. Guillermo del Toro, high-quality horror. It's the 25th is the first one. Like tomorrow, right, is the first one on Netflix. Anthology. Like each installment is different, right? A different small story. 8 episodes. And they drop in batches, I think. Lot 36 is tomorrow. So you may have enough time to watch it tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going out to see that movie tomorrow too. I just, Cabinet of Curiosities. Tim Blake Nelson is in that one. Okay. Yeah. And if you've seen the trailers for this, Graveyard Rats, yeah, that one I want to check out too, because I like rats and I like, I like Graveyard Shift, so hopefully it's going to be like that. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, hopefully it's like that. 1899 is a Germany production. Oh, is it? Okay, so they're speaking German. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to foreign languages. Yeah. So then, yeah, first 2 are tomorrow, and then the autopsy's on Wednesday. With F. Murray Abraham. I'll be checking that one out. The Outside, Yeah, maybe if it's releasing like this, this is a nice release schedule. You're doing 2 a day for 4 days. This is the one I want to check out. Dreams in the Witch House, October 27th. Yeah, that it'll build up right till Halloween for us guys. So maybe we made, I don't know, maybe the Murmuring. That's cool. So that's just tomorrow. That starts tomorrow, guys. Cabinet of Curiosities. And I'm going to have to save this under other bookmarks for mining the thumbnails. So I'll mine the thumbnails from this. And then maybe, we'll do full live watch-alongs for Cabinet of Curiosities. Opening up, well, it's not opening up on, it's coming out on AMC. So people who liked things like Interview with a Vampire or Walking Dead may be interested in watching the Mayfair Witches. It's got a new teaser trailer. It's only a 30-second clip, guys. But it's got Alexandra Daddario in it, which is I'm a huge fan of. And it's just kind of like she's a neurobiologist or something like that. Is that what it's called? Somebody who works with brains. And then she finds out that her family is like linked to a bunch of witches and stuff like that. So I'm expecting that it's going to be like filled with a bunch of healthy skepticism, and that's kind of eerie. Is that a body being hung or floating, or what the heck is that? Of course you don't show me. But yeah, Mayfair Witches is something that I'm really looking forward to. They're wrapping that up. It comes out next year, guys. January 8th, 2023. Harry Hamlin and Alexandra Daddario. Looking forward to that. New teaser, not too big. The Key is what it's called. But it's got like that dark, ominous quality to it. And I'm looking forward to that one much more than I ever was for Interview with a Vampire. Mostly because that's the one that I don't really care about Louis. I'm more interested when it gets to Marius and that storyline. All right. Conjuring 4, guys. This happened over the weekend too, and we talked about this on the Horror Weekly Roundup. But if you didn't know, the Conjuring 4 is in the works, in development with writer set for the sequel from James Wan. He's going to be producing this as well. But David Leslie Johnson Galdrick is going to be writing this new film. He did The Devil Made Me Do It. So he also did the sequel for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So he's got writing credits, but I know that some people didn't really like the third Conjuring. But I hope they bring back Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga for this, because their chemistry is what really drives it for me. And I like that interaction as the Warrens, right? There's a new kind of series out on Netflix about their cases. It's like a bunch of paranormal researchers have gone out again to try to prove that some of their claims and their accounts were real. I might check that out. Conjuring 4, though, guys, it's in development. No release date or production date start just yet, but if James Wan is behind it, you would expect that hopefully they'll come back. They're expected to reprise their roles, although no details have made as of yet. But since that's still kind of like the lingering big horror movie headline, I thought I'd just touch on that again today. Last 2 weeks ago, we wrapped up She-Hulk, guys. I had a lot of fun with She-Hulk. I really did. But they released some concept art showing an alternate look of Jennifer Walters. And I actually didn't mind the design that they went with. I like the big hair. There we go. Okay. Her face looks a little bit more like Titania's right there, right? Titania Maslany is the actress who played her. I just see that there's some comments down here. I want to take a look at them. The problem was not her image, it's the story. Her face with curly hair looks better than the Shrek version. No, I don't agree with that. Gonna hit the thumbs down button on that. We would accept the bad CGI character model in animations if the writing wasn't garbage. So people are here to trash the garbage, trash the story, but I like the stories for the most part. Let's take a look at some of these other images of the concept art. Yeah, the big curly hair. I could have gone for that. I wish they did something like that. It was more to the straight hair, but there she is in her costume. Conceptually, it looks a little bit more like her, but I like the version that they went with. I think they picked right because you want it to jump and pop. I think they did a great job with her design. Yeah. So they're just doing different poses there. I had a lot of fun with that, guys. It's in the playlist for you guys to check out if you want to. Okay. There's an article up about on Movie Web that does kind of like an informal ranking of the View Askew Newverse, right? Every movie in Kevin Smith's universe ranked because they're all connected. And once I saw this image, guys, I saw Clerks 3. So I thought we would do a Clerks 3 review quickly here for you guys because I'm a huge fan of Clerks 1 and Clerks 2. I thought they were iconic. Clerks 1 is like something that I idolized because it was small budget. They got actors together that could, give a solid performance with Jeff Anderson and O'Halloran there, right? What's his name? Brian O'Halloran as Dante. And this made a small story like that work. And it was just like really cool. And then Clerks 2 came out like more than a decade later, but I thought Clerks 2 was like a lot of fun. It had a lot of good jokes in there. It was cool to see like Rosario Dawson in that. And I know that a lot of people still like Jay and Silent Bob, but I saw Clerks 3, guys, and my impression of it is that it's not good. It's not a good movie. It's very personal, actually, from Kevin Smith, because it's just an accounting of his. You knew that he had a heart attack, right? That almost killed him, and that's pretty much just the story of Clerks, of one of the characters. Randall gets a heart attack, and then he wants to make a movie about how he made Clerks. So it's kind of like a behind the scenes of how that first movie came together, woven in with the fact that the guy who had the heart attack had a heart attack. And I thought the first two movies were really, really funny. And if this third one played that up a little bit more, then yeah, it would have been. But it's not funny. Clerks 3 was not funny. There was this montage of like actors trying to audition to be in the movie, and they had like all of the go-to faces of like his friends. He invited his friends like Ben Affleck to be in the audition phase and stuff like that. But it's like, that's not funny. That's like you turning on the camera at high school and saying, okay, here are all my friends and we're all going to make a funny little movie together and wave, because that's Johnny over there, right? And we all know Johnny because he's funny. It's like, your jokes are not translating here. It's a little too personal for me. And because it's not funny, and because something happens in Clerks 3 to one of the characters, something happens, it takes a tone shift that's too sharp. And I'll give credit to Brian O'Halloran, who does a fantastic, like, he's the best part of it. He's the best part because he gives a performance in it that is the turning point in the movie. That's kind of like the big focus part. He does a big speech and monologue in it. It's probably his best work. It truly is. And if I were to recommend for somebody to watch Clerks 3, I'd say watch it for that scene and watch it for that performance alone, because he does a fantastic job. But when I finished watching Clerks 3, I was bummed out. I was sad. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel good, and I watched it before I went to sleep. So I was kind of like, Clerks 2 made me so happy and made me so feel good about life, and the possibilities are still out there. But it was just such a downer. And I know Kevin Smith, like, he put his like he was bearing his soul for everybody to see there for the Clerks 3. It just didn't work. It just, I don't know why it was. It's just, they pushed that envelope of a serious subject matter with cheesiness, and that mix didn't work this time around for Clerks 3. It didn't. And we look at the tomato meter for it, 63 by the critics and 93 by the audience. So I'm sure that's mostly Kevin Smith fans. So most people out there who do see my review, who go out and look for my review, that will be cut out later. They'll probably hit thumbs down on my review, but I think they'll understand where I'm coming from. That, after I was done watching it, I was bummed out. I was not happy. And maybe that's because I just grew up with Clerks and Clerks 2, right? Yeah. But let me know what you guys thought about it if you ever saw it in the comments below. And I'll respond to you, and I'll leave up even all of your negative comments that you feel like you need to air and say, you don't know what you're talking about, James. Well, yeah. But we're allowed our own opinions about movies, right? So there you go. Clerks 3. That's my Clerks 3 review, guys. Check it out if you're just mildly curious about the View Ask You universe. Where does it rank? Where does that rank in this list according to MovieWeb? Number 9 is Jay and Bob's super groovy cartoon movie. Was there a super groovy cartoon movie? I didn't even know that existed. Mallrats was Mallrats has aged a little bit better with time. It has, even though that Jason Lee was a little bit over the top. And I know he was written that way, but it was a little bit too much. Jay and Bob Strike Back. Okay. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. I like that one. Okay, sorry guys, I gotta turn off this ad. It's not turning off. Clerks 3 is number 6. No, this Clerks 3 would be one of the worst. And this guy, I don't know what the heck they were doing with his character in the Clerks 3. I really don't. And I don't like what they did with Rosario Dawson either. And I like her as an actress, and I like her as a character, but Ryan O'Halloran, watch it for that. Watch what he does in that. That's what I would say. Jay and Silent oh God, no. I couldn't even watch this one. I had to turn off. I had to turn that movie off. After the first 20 minutes, I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. The acting was so hammy, over the top. It was like nails on a blackboard. Clerks 2 is definitely up there for me. It'll probably go for me. Clerks and then Clerks 2 are his best. And then Jay and Silent Bob movie, or Strike Back, will probably be the third. Dogma's meh. Chasing Amy, that story doesn't age very well. Commentary on that one doesn't age very well. But yeah, Clerks is number 1 for sure. Yeah, I don't agree with that list. Clerks 2, and then Jay and Silent Bob movie for me. And then I would probably have to say Red State is probably the 4th. Red State, and they didn't even have Red State on there. Or is Red State not part of that universe? I guess it's not. That's why it's not on there. Yeah, that's why it's not on there. But, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, guys, we're 12:51. We got a few more stories in here that are listed in the description. Just a quick little one here. For Canadians out there, Canadian broadcasting Leonard David Suzuki is stepping down from Nature of Things after 43 years. The guy's been doing it for 43 years. I was just thinking, do you think maybe I should throw in my resume to take over as host? It's just basically like a nature show, right? Studying like animals and the climate and stuff like that. Talking about science. I remember watching it on the CBC. So he's stepping down. The guy's like 86 years old, man. He's been doing it for a long time. He's great career. After 43 years, he's stepping down. Broadcasting legend, for sure. Kudos. What's next? All right, guys. As you know, the House of Dragon finale is coming up in just over 40 minutes. We'll be watching the finale. But I wanted to take a look at this article here that goes on to say that the showrunner is going to, maybe he's going to address complaints about the darkness and the season 2 plan. Now, I had to navigate this cautiously because I don't want spoilers. And it says that there's spoilers there, but I just want to scroll down to the part where he's talking about the darkness, because there was one episode this season that was too dark, and everybody knows this episode from the season 8 of Game of Thrones. that was too dark. People were complaining about it. So one frequent complaint was that the show looked dark, not just in episode 7, but in a lot of scenes. The word gloomy was used a lot. Is the look that was established with the first season going to be the same moving forward, or is it going to be something evolving? Well, I don't see. For me, I take a look at it like this. Now, if you're being dark and gloomy because that's what you want in tone, that's fine. But when you purposely make the image dark, when it's just people standing on a beach because you want that as your tone and feel, and you purposely make it like that, that's different, right? Than just using like a dark, rainy scene. That's different. When you purposely put on like a shutter there to make it look dark, which they did, which I don't know why they did it, because people didn't like it when they did it for Game of Thrones Season 8. People hated it. They did it again for this, so I don't know why they would go back and put their hand in the fire again for the third time, but he says that there's no plan to change that. If it calls for it, they'll do it. And then he goes on to give some BS that, well, we saw it on my TV and it looked fine, but I got one of the best TVs out there. Well, not all of us have the great TVs, man. And they said they saw it on a larger screen and stuff like that. No, one of my tests would be to edit it on a bigger screen, of course, and have good lighting and stuff. But then I would also see how it looks on a really crappy TV as well. That's what I would do. And people say, well, you can't adjust it for everything. But no, you can't. You just tweak it up and don't make things so dark. That's the only thing that I don't want. And hopefully we won't have that issue in the finale. Hopefully we won't. But I'm excited for the finale. And then once we're done the finale, guys, we'll go back to some of these articles and take a look at, the Easter eggs and everything that everybody was talking about from that. One final story of Twit being a twit, a nitwit. Kanye West says Django Unchained was his idea. From the realm of audacity, here we go. From the realm of audacity, Kanye West says Django Unchained was his idea because he pitched it to Quentin Tarantino and Jamie Foxx at the same time. What? He said that it was based off his music video Gold Digger. Unfortunately, that storyline in Gold Digger has nothing to do with what the heck was going on in this movie. For point number 1, Tarantino can write a movie about slavery. I'm not even going to read his quote. Kanye's been out doing a publicity tour for something right now, and I don't really. No, because you know why? Jamie Foxx was not going to be the original main character. He wasn't going to be playing. He had nothing to do with the movie at first because Tarantino wanted Will Smith. He wanted Will Smith to play Django, but Will Smith turned it down, saying there was too much violence or, that he didn't have enough screen time in it or something like that. Whatever excuse you want to, but Tarantino, he never had the opportunity to pitch it both to them. He never did. So, you know what you do with people like that? Let's move on. There we go. Let's move on to the next topic. And that's all you need to do. Just don't pay them any mind. I right now, guys, he's just spewing stuff. And some of the stuff that I see on social media from him, it's trolls. It's trolls. His supporters are trolls. They troll him by doing the stuff that he advocates for, right? And he's being used right now by people in political powers. And I just it's a bad situation. I don't like to talk about it too much. Okay, guys, I should really cut out that reaction for Ant-Man and the Wasp, or Ant-Man and Quantumania. I was going to go on to the Twitterverse here. Maybe we still got a little bit of time to do that. Just briefly. But we hit pretty much all the big movie news headlines. And then watch later on today, guys. A bunch of shorts are going to drop. So I'm going to be busy here, and I got to get out and vote sometime today. It's municipal election time here in the province that I live in. So I got to get out and vote for mayor. Michelle Williams, who is going to be Oscar consideration for The Fabelmans. Good. Well, good for her. She's awesome. Jason Momoa, fishing. Nice. That's good. Well, it looks like he's still in ripped shape for coming off of Aquaman 2, huh? And what's with this loincloth? is that a returning fashion for bathing suits? Yeah, that's a bit too much Momoa. Okay. Oh, mercy. Logan Lerman and Anna Corrigan attend opening. Jesus. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be. Yeah. I guess if there's somebody that could pull that look off, it would be Momoa, right? Huh. Better be like, dude. Succession returns.
Everything I
Don't really care about
try to
Succession.
do.
Adam Sandler getting an award. Kieran Culkin. Okay, so it's just a bunch of TV stuff. Okay, so that is the official poster for Quantum Mania. I dig it. Save that one up for cutout. Yep. Cool. February 17th. That's just really around the corner, right, guys? Henry Cavill is officially back as Superman. Well, we knew that. Well, that's spoilers. But I like that photo. And I think that's the suit that he was wearing, right, guys? I think that was the suit. Great audition for Tarzan, Jason. Yeah. Maybe I'll turn that out into a short. Hey, the shorts, it's really growing on TikTok. People like that stuff. Like the things that I would put in stories, I'm finding that people like it as just normal videos. And you can do that. And I think that's something that I have to capitalize on for the YouTube channel. Season 2 will begin filming for House of the Dragon early next year. Good. I don't want to see any more spoilers. Trailer for 1899. Okay. New Star Wars. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, guys. I'm going to try to cut that Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer out quickly for you guys. And we'll go from there. Join me in about 29 minutes for House of the Dragon. And I'll see you tomorrow for more movie news here on